Sameera. It is such a pleasure to have you here today. And just today, we have overcome so many challenges to be here technically,
Yes.
but finally, we are here. This is the second episode of the series called Unscript, which is about rewriting the script we live life by and embracing ourselves. While in the process, we break shackles, we break stereotypes, whatever that is, right? So before moving over to your I just wanted to kind of share how I met you and
Yeah.
and the whole context. So I think I first reached out to you in August or September. You were in the midst of the all women's lay trip. If
Right.
I'm, yeah, you were, and I remember messaging you, here am I, a single mom, I want to ride motorcycles. I want you to teach me. I have a lot of energy. I want to do this. I want to do that. So
Yeah.
I was very loud, and my I remember I did all of that because I wanted your attention and I wanted you to rescue me from wherever I
Yeah.
was. And and I was like, okay, here is a woman I admire. I don't have anything to be like her. I want you to rescue me. I want her to rescue me. And yet, when I met you, I very profoundly remember what you told me. You told me you're a mom at home. You have to leave your fears at home. Here, you are Kakoli, who has set a goal for herself, and you will overcome your fears because you're here to achieve a goal, and that's what you should be. And that day, I'm like, okay, this is a woman not whom I admire, not because she's just a motorcyclist, but because she just said this profound line. Oh, hold on, there's one more line that you said, right? This was at the end of my training with you, and then you said, breaking stereotypes is just the beginning. It is just the beginning, and after that, it is about embracing who you are. And if you're on this journey to become you, stereotypes wouldn't matter, shackles wouldn't matter. All that would matter is you and your goals.
Oh, I
So
think
you
I said
said,
all of
yeah, you said all of that, and you ended by saying that this is
it.
Sadhguru, not Sadhguru, but Sadhguru. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think those lines kind of recap who you are to me. You are this amazing woman, fearless, fierce, and yet so nurturing. A lot of us, enthusiastic motorcycle enthusiast women riders, I think, will say this, that while you are fierce in training, you're also extremely nurturing. That's you in a nutshell for me, Sameera, and it's a great pleasure to have you here with me today, to talk more about breaking stereotypes to become right. The whole world knows you as this
Oh,
record holder, motorcyclist, office rider, daredevil, and all of that. But let's hear from you. I mean, who do you think you are? What has been your journey so far? Was it, were you always like this, or has there been story of self-transformation? Let's
okay. So let me first digest what all you said and really soak it in, because whenever someone share what I have told them, it brings a lot of a whole set of memory of the time spent together, whether it was a learning process or it is a process of knowing as a person. So definitely, sometimes I say things in a flow which I don't remember later, but I think it's such a great moment for me to really hear all of things back from you, because you remember what all I said, and it made a difference in your way of learning and achieving the goal, uh, it was just a motorcycle, because I mean, I don't say it's just a motorcycle. It has a lot of emotions attached to it. So my journey as a motorcyclist started in 2015. It was just a random thought, sitting in the front of laptop, working on a IT project, testing one of the test case, and this just came in my mind that what I can do different, what I can do something unique, which I can tell someone in future. If I tell about my experiences to someone, so they said, oh wow, how you did something like that. So this thought of me riding a two-wheeler and going on a ride by myself, like start from the preparation to finding a place to stay or alone, and all the factors to include, being a women rider, riding from one place to another place, all those things was not in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
frankly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Where I had just this one thought that I wanted to do something on two wheels, because I was prior I got this thought. I was doing some rides as a pillion with a couple of my friends, and I did my first ride on a motorcycle as a pillion from Bangalore to Goa and back to Bangalore. So that was like approximately 1400 kilometers of ride as a pillion. And I didn't know anything that how I should prepare myself to go as a pillion. So forget about me being a rider, preparing, and all those jazz. But that just one thought, with irrespect that I have never ridden any non-gear vehicle before. I just wanted to be on two wheels. And uh, luckily I had a friend. I told my friend that I wanted to learn a motorcycle, because I didn't tell him that what my purpose was. I didn't tell anybody what my purpose was behind to go on a two wheels. That's the reason I always say it's a very wild thought. And I just picked up a quick session of 15 minutes from my friend, and then the next thing I did was picked up a motorcycle before learning it. So that was itself a quite challenging thing, right? You don't know how to ride, and you are going and buying a motorcycle for you. So I did that, and with that small section of training, I really motivate myself for riding it and practicing it for 15 days. And on the 20th day, I left with one small bag, with not much of riding gears, with no Google Maps, with no WhatsApp, and just with a piece of paper having 4 names written on it, to a journey of 4 days all by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the start of my motorcycle journey. And when I started this, I was working in IT. I was working as a software tester professional. And I was just trying to find out a mode of traveling, because I never explored traveling as a part in me before that. So 2014 was the year when I initially started experimenting that what all kind of things I can do to really enjoy traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that 2014, I'm currently in Bangalore, but I'm originally from Haryana, and I got up in Delhi. I
Mm-hmm.
started in Delhi, and then in 2010 I moved to Bangalore. And this journey started of motorcycling 6 years back.
Mm-hmm.
And when it started, I didn't know that where it's gonna go, where it will end. I thought that this going to be just like I get excited. I used to get excited for parties a lot, so I thought that this is going to be like another party. I'm gonna go enjoy, come back. But I don't know. It just stuck in my head, because the whole entire feeling of being me. Because I've never ridden on highways before, never ridden on ghat sections in night, in rain. I didn't know language. I managed 5 days all by myself, was itself enough to make me sure that this I'm not going to leave. I'm going to pursue it more. So I think that one incident of me getting into motorcycling with the whole thought of doing everything by myself
Mm-hmm.
made me fearless there, then and there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's no looking back, because that created so much of curiosity in me that I was like, oh my God, I am not looking back. I'm going to do more and more and more in life.
Mm-hmm.
So So from there, it all started.
It's amazing, right? How you can buy a motorcycle without knowing how to ride, and then you train yourself in 20 days and decide to go on a trip all by yourself, and yet you had no fear, right? And like, were you always fearless, or yeah, were you?
I would say that yes, I
Okay.
was fearless. At the same time, I didn't know these terms before, fearless or rebellious, but I always used to feel that what was happening in my home from for my brother and for me and my sister was, I was feeling it was very different.
Hmm.
And I somehow wanted to do what my brother was doing. So I thought that I'm going to get attention and preferences like my brother gets.
Hmm.
So that thought actually made me to be a little bit wild,
Hmm.
of trying, like, not too scared while trying new things or meet new people. Or I mean, I've done all kind of crazy stuff when I moved to Bangalore, because that was the first time I ever left my house. So,
Hmm.
I got this whole platform for me to pick and try and
Mm-hmm.
be responsible of it.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
what I learned after coming to Bangalore, and when I was all by myself, I just learned that I can do what all I want to do, but I have to be responsible of its failure and success both.
So that's
So
another Sam Guru statement that you had told me, by the way. So you can explore whatever you want to, but at the
yeah,
end of the day, you're responsible for yourself.
yes. And
Another,
with that, I also learned that how important it is to be aware of your own self.
yes, yes. Another Sam Guru line that I just remembered, I will tell you, is accepting the reality. So you told me, now here you are on the road. Accept the reality that there are potholes, there are people who don't drive well, there are honking trucks, but this is where you are and you have a destination to go to. So for accept the reality, focus and maneuver, right? And
Yeah.
keep accelerating. I will not forget that sentence. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Yeah.
Be on the move. Be on the move. Yeah, that's another Sam Guru sentence. Um, so I wanted to ask you, why motorcycles? I mean, for me, motorcycles represent, I always thought cool women, tough women, fearless women, they ride motorcycles. It's sort of breaking shackles and becoming free, right? That's what
Yeah.
motorcycles represented to me. And that's, I think, initially, I mean, and even now, that's how I looked at you as well. Just wanted to understand, why motorcycles? Is there any specific reason?
No.
Okay.
Uh, as I told you, that it was just a thought. It was
Just a
just
thought.
something that I never ever tried. And when I was young, I used to love sitting behind my dad's scooter. And I think from till my higher education, I was sitting behind my dad's scooter, and I was just, holding him. And I really felt when he was riding, he used to sing.
Hmm.
And when I used to hold him, I can hear that I was sensing the vibration that he was singing something. And I used to tell my dad, can I ride your scooter? So he said no. But that was just from that, that childhood phase. Maybe it just set somewhere in my subconscious brain, that I might open myself much more if I ride a two-wheeler, but it was never in my conscious brain. So when I
Hmm.
got an opportunity in 2014, when my friend asked that, would you like to come and join me as a pillion? So I just remember all the conscious memories I had as a pillion behind my dad. And that made me to go and say yes for it, without asking how I'm going to go, how my bag going to react, what I'm going to wear, what my helmet going to be. I never asked anything. Whatever they gave it to me, I wore and I went.
Yeah.
uh,
And now today you invest so much time in making sure everybody who you have taught, they have the right gear, they have the right helmet, and you invest so much time selflessly. I think, I mean, what a
that's
long journey it has been, right?
I feel that is very important. It was me who was not aware right? I said you have, whatever you do in life, you have to responsible and aware of your state. So when I say aware of your state, you have to aware about everything you are putting yourself into. You should know that what all things are needed to make it best. Like these are the features which need to be looked at it. Not, I mean, that time the kind of people I was going in, they were themselves was not investing on things like that. But now when I changed myself, it has a lot of importance of my partner in my life, who made me to really realize the understanding, the importance of things I'm doing, how important I have to invest on myself, right? So these things are very important, because if now motorcycling is a part of my life, it's my profession, it's my outlook, it's my, that's how I live my life too. So if I have to be, real for some more years, I have to invest. That's the reason I tell everyone to invest on the riding gears. And as you asked me the question that why motorcycles, I would say that it made me more fearless. It made me realize that yes, you are fearless. I had a road accident phobia, and I think a lot of parents and a lot of friends and a lot of people around you say not to ride a motorcycle is just because of that, because there's no safety in it, right? There is no security that if someone come and hits you, you will die, because it's not a covered thing. So but I when I chose it, I really faced a lot of fears in front of me, and that made me stronger and stronger, and sort of addictive, because I think sometimes we really enjoy being in fear and see whether we will really crack this or not.
Yes.
So yeah, so that's why I think motorcycles are something which has gotten me into a phase of life where I really realize that I need to be constant now. I need to be, because there is so much into it, and where I am right now, I know that how much I have learned, and there is so much more to come.
Mhm, mhm. I also wanted to ask you, has there been, I think a lot of inspiration comes from who you are within, but has there been one person, I know you mentioned your partner, a lot of how you are, how you have taken motorcycling, he has his contribution as well.
Yeah.
But even before that, was there one particular person who motivated you, who is your inspiration, who is your motivation?
So when it comes to inspiration and motivation, I would say that I have no specific person, because as I grown in my life, I've came across so many people who inspired me in some other way.
Yeah.
So like when I was growing up, as when I got into my teens, I used to get inspired a lot from my nani, because for me, she was a superwoman. She handled 5 kids and their kids and their kids. And she was so strong, and her will was inspiring me a lot to be a strong woman, a strong portrait of who you are. So that's what she inspired me from quite a long time. And then I have this a cousin brother of mine who showed me the path of what I really was looking for. If I was not followed that path, I would have been got married and had 3 children by now. And I would say it's not a wrong thing. Everything teaches so much to us in life. But I've been inspired and motivated from the right people, because they were not famous, they were not having any pattern or any sort of format in life, but they were doing something which was really really inspiring for a person like me to see, and to accepted that okay, this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to be. I need to be mentally strong somewhere, I need to be physically strong. And everybody gets that lows in life, even when you are being around with one of the most inspiring person. So that's why it's important to be very strong within yourself. So I till now I've been so many people, I don't even know who inspired me to who I am. So there is no one specific person. I really like so many things about you, how you care yourself, how you really looked life, how joyful you think that a moment can be when you capture the pictures. There are so many things that I think I have as a human to really look in this, 5 billion people around me. So why should I have only one inspiration?
Yes.
But I just feel I really respect and I really like people who know themselves, who
Hmm.
know their plus minuses, and who are not judgmental about their own self.
Mhm, mhm.
I'm judgmental sometimes too. It's okay. It's good to be judgmental.
Yeah, I just remembered another Sam Guru sentence, which now skipped my mind, but I'll come back to it. Uh,
Yeah.
so I wanted to ask you, so you have had a series of adventures, but which is one that you remember very fondly? Which has been your biggest adventure so far?
Biggest adventure. I think everything I do, I feel it somehow tweak with the adventure term. I don't
Okay.
like doing simple things, and I think from the first ride till now, I think I'm non-stop on adventure. I think
Hmm.
it's something which I think I cannot live with now. If I have to do a simple thing, I'm like, okay, I don't even have to plan. Like, if I'm investing on something, that is called an adventure to me. But I think one of the most craziest thing I've done so far was my fastest all India record ride. That actually gives me a lot of goosebump now, because I did it, and even after the time of planning, even after going on a ride, just 5 minutes before sitting on the bike, with that mindset that I have to ride 24 days non-stop to the entire country, covering all 28 states, capitals, union territories, going from 31 degrees to minus 11 degrees. Everything was there in my mind, and I was ready. You
Hmm.
know, that one ride changed so much about me, gave me so much of content feeling, and I feel so proud. I mean, that's one of the ride I feel very proud of. And people say that you should not self praise, but I can self praise myself on this, because it was not being done. It's not just that it was not being attempted or done by anybody else, but I know that I lived that journey, which I know is not something. I mean, someone who can attempt again in their life will can understand my feeling on the adventure. What I
Yeah.
say, you are getting on road every day, with irrespect of your accidents, with irrespect of your falls, with irrespect of what kind of body pains you have, but it's all just your mind and your focus, and how strong you can be on the road. So that journey made me really really strong, and be very very uh, like there's no term as such I have for that. So but that
Hmm.
adventure was a kick-ass adventure of my life. And
Hmm.
apart from that, every ride I have done has something unique, Kakuli. There is nothing that I can say कि यार मैंने जो मेरी first ride करी थी और जो मैंने अभी अपनी last ride करी है in 6 years, they are same
Hmm.
or they are easy. But
Hmm.
every journey I lived was absolutely unique, absolutely adventurous. And all these motorcycle traveling, this touring, everything makes it special because of the people we meet, the
Hmm.
destinations we go, the kind of experiences we have, where we just, our bikes are not working in the mid of the night, and we're just sitting at the road and like, okay, this is maybe the end, you know and but you still have a hope.
Yeah.
These journeys, these adventures always keep the hope alive,
Hmm.
and always keep that curiosity, instinct alive in me. Especially, I always feel that all adventurous rides I do had given me so much of, have kept my curiosity instinct alive in me. So
Hmm.
from all the rides I've organized with women riders, that
Yep.
also gives a very different kick to me. So I have organized a ride to Spiti in 2018 with 6 women. Then I organized this
And
Leh
you
Ladakh ride.
and you went to Spiti without any riding gear. That also I know. Remember, I think you
No,
didn't
no,
have a
no. The
jacket.
Spiti,
No.
No, I was having a jacket. So my first ride was the longest ride from Bangalore to Leh Ladakh and Spiti. It was a circuit of
Okay.
5,000 kilometers, and that was my first ride on which I actually invested on riding jacket, knee
Hmm.
guards,
Okay.
helmet,
Yeah.
and gloves. So
Ah.
after 8 months of riding across different places in South India, for that particular ride, I invested
Hmm.
on the riding gears.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
and from that ride was also something that I've never ridden in mountains. I was riding this Royal Enfield 350 classic motorcycle, which was not going beyond 100, and it was vibrating left, right, center after 100 kilometers per hour. And I was, with the 75 kgs of luggage on the bike, and I was cruising and I was going on mountains. I had falls 8 times. I lost myself 4 times. I was crying. I was, just hugging nature and mountains. And, I mean, I lived up the adventure in a very different way in all my trips. And I think I've did India in parts, various parts in terms of exploring, and also this record ride. So for me, every journey and every ride I have done, even with my students whom I teach, and bring them to be start this journey of two wheels on, start their traveling and touring around.
Hmm.
And also the one which I have done in my life to, I don't know, what to say.
Yeah.
I just, really
Yeah.
go into the
So
experiences.
no, no, no. So I wanted to tell you this, that while you are adventurous and curious, and then you have overcome a lot, experienced a lot in your journey, the same fearlessness, because you have overcome all your fears, you instill the same in your students as well. Example, okay. After I completed my ride, you're like, okay, chalo, abhi, let's go on the road. Like, really? Go on the road like this? And it does not stop there, right? And then like, okay, let's go test ride this motorcycle. I'm like, Sameera, these are heavy motorcycles. How can I try? Do you want to? Is it is it uh, is it your dog who is? Yeah, okay, it's okay. He can come in. He
Yeah.
can come in. So like
No,
these really heavy motorcycles, and you're like, huh, you can do it. I mean, that also on JC Road, you're like, go ahead. Go ahead. No, what I wanted to tell you is that it might have been your. I also remember what mistakes I committed, and I'm sure many women commit those mistakes. But the way you are never focused on the mistake, you're like, okay, what is it that you want to do? You want to ride, be able to confidently ride a motorcycle. Just focus there. And all these are just hurdles on the way. You don't focus here, you focus on the goal. So that's like another contribution you have to a lot of women. I just wanted to call out. Uh,
Thank you.
on the same, staying on the topic of fear, one sentence that you told me, which like stayed on with me, is this, right? I want to crank all my fears before motherhood so that I do not pass on my baggage to my child. Right?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, I should have met her before I became a mother. So I wonder, is there any more fear to be cranked, or have you like, I'm done with my list? Do you have any more fear on that list?
Um, I don't know. I have overcome the fear of my, specifically that road phobia, because being on road from last 6 years, I've came across thousands of close calls where, I would have died just from an inch. So, and not, and the other thing is not thinking about it and then riding again. So I think the fear statement and the definition is very, very different for me. I can be fear with any small thing which is not comparable to the motorcycling, right? So there are very different level of fears. I would say, I have lived in my life so far, and I faced it, I overcome it. But I think that fear should always be there in us, because it's
Hmm.
always lead us to do more,
Hmm.
makes us a little bit more challenging. And if we become too fearless, then the overconfidence gonna capture the personality and the attitude.
Hmm.
And I never want to be sound or look or give a vibes to people that I'm very overconfident about what I know. If you want to know what I know, just come with me, okay? And then give your own,
Mm-hmm.
feedback about me,
Hmm.
because I believe more in that. So I think fear should always be there, and it is there in me. I will never deny. Maybe the fear will occur in a very different situation, very differently, but I think I've learned how to really deal with that, because sometimes the fear is what causes a lot of depression, anxiety, pressure, panic attacks. All this is just because of the fear. So I feel that whenever I go through that, I live that low point in my life,
Hmm.
but I always think about what could I have done,
Mm-hmm.
or something what I've done to overcome those fear. So I
Mm-hmm.
just relax, take a deep breath, and then again just go ahead with it. So I'm scared of being a mother though, because I don't know how I'm gonna be, because that's what I'm saying. I might have overcome so many things while motorcycling or riding or by training. But I think when I'm going to be a mother, I have to link all those fears with the fear I overcome. Then I can, really say that I have no fears left.
Hmm. Yeah, but I'll also
Yeah.
tell you from experience, okay? Every woman probably
Yeah.
discovers her superpowers when she becomes a mother. I didn't
Yeah.
know. I didn't know I was capable of so much,
Yeah.
or I discovered my superpower after I became a mother. So I guess it happens. It's a gift of motherhood. You will
It
discover
does.
it.
It does.
Yes. So I wanted to ask you this, that I know you talked about how your journey changed from an IT professional to a motorcyclist. I'll ask you about your future plans in a while, but before that, wanted to kind of just recap what would be your advice for your younger self, and what also would be your advice for other women who are passionate and want to craft a different life for themselves. I know you talked about being responsible and being aware. Those are two large themes, I think. But yeah, generally, what would you tell your younger self if you were to meet her today? Uh,
First, I'll say that your smile is amazing because I love my
ah,
smile.
nice. I love my
uh,
smile as well. Yeah.
yeah, and I think I would say that listen to what others are saying,
Hmm.
because all the young people are naturally turns very rebellious, because that's what the hormones talks. But I think I would say that be who you are, because that's what I believe. I believed when I was 18, or I believe when I'm 34, and always just feel young, and always let that child be in you. So that curiosity never dies.
Hmm.
I think that is the advice I'll give to myself, and I think I'm going to give it to everyone. And it's not age restricted; it is for
Hmm.
everybody, right? Whenever, whoever you are, at what state of mind, if you realize that you need to open that child and the curiosity, which has taken a backseat because of other responsibilities and rules, so then just open it then and there.
Hmm.
And once you start thinking it, once you start manifesting it, you will going to meet people like that, and you will going to continue what as a child you wanted to do.
Hmm.
So that will be my advice to me and
Nice.
rest of
Nice. I think that's how I met you, because I woke up the child in me. Child, wake up and be curious and follow your dreams. And there comes Sameera in my life. Uh, really, I mean, I always thought, cooler women, always other women can ride a motorcycle, not me, because I'm not as cool as them. I am not as tough as them. But yeah, you made that happen. Awesome. I we've talked about a few punchlines. This is like, is there any sentence that kind of summarizes everything that you are, and that which probably we can take away as a mantra whenever we want to be inspired. I know you
I
said
would,
be who you are. Yeah, sorry.
I would say that be your own inspiration.
Okay.
That is one of the line I've always keep telling myself before I do something.
Hmm.
And this is what I tell to everyone, that don't look for examples in your life. Look for people who can help you to show and embrace or enhance the path you want to choose.
Hmm.
Always walk with them, and there is a time when you have to leave them. So
Hmm.
leave it on a note that you reach to a point that where, so basically, so when you start walking on that path, you think that they are your inspiration, but when you walked on it, then when you're leaving them at that point, you should be your own inspiration at that point of a time. So you are always ready to, experience new, to meet new, to create and to manifest something new in your life. So if you stop being your own inspiration, then you will start blocking yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this becomes so strong in me after I started training motorcycles to women. And you're also one of my students, and I really like you for the reason because uh, you really accepted, you listened, and you really given your time and energy w- at the same time when you are doing other roles as well, right? You're working women, you are a mother of three, and you have your cook, or completely you love cooking, and you have OCD also to keep everything look good. With all these things, you are still coming, and you're giving that time for you.
Hmm.
And these are the things which I learned from all my students so far. I mean, in my career of 4 years as a motorcycle trainer, I've been taught more than 200 women.
Hmm.
And I have came across all of the mindsets, because training, riding motorcycle training is not just the skill training. With women, it is a lot of a mental training as well,
Yep.
because we all come from a very different backgrounds, we have very different reasons to choose this motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
To create a new path for ourselves. And when I started, I had no thoughts. I was all good with who I am. I was just wanted to try, just chill. But there was a reason behind me, with me, which was in my subconscious mind. But
Hmm.
I was not having anyone who can really talk to me about it
Hmm.
while learning a skill.
Hmm.
So that I included in my training, that I made sure that whenever I train someone, I understand that what mental background they're coming with.
Hmm.
So I can make their learning journey smooth.
Yeah.
And I make sure that they don't say that I can't do it. That's
Yeah.
why I remember this: accelerate is one word which all my students are always remember, because the moment you stop accelerating,
Yeah.
at the same moment you'll bringing all your thoughts which you have left behind.
Hmm.
So this I made this, and I've learned this from my friend Minakshi, with two of us started this motorcycle training program. And these are the qualities I learned from her. She's my inspiration over there, because I'm very strict. I'll make sure that you not go wrong with your skill at all. But I never knew how to be soft with a person who is
Hmm.
learning, because that is
Hmm.
also important. So I learned so much, and then I experienced so much. And when I see my students, riding by themselves, they have this confidence of going and picking up the bike and starting the engine, not me around. That gives me like this whole good feeling, like, yes, that is the reason I train. That is the
Hmm.
reason I'm continuing this motorcycle training, to
Hmm.
help a person to come out from that, come into that not so comfortable zone,
Yeah.
right?
And I think like when required you are soft, but when required you are also you deal with force. Example me.
Yeah.
Day one, I wouldn't let go of the clutch, right? I mean, I would just keep on. I wouldn't. This motorcycle wouldn't move. And then there was a point you told me, we will be here till evening, and the motorcycle wouldn't have wouldn't have moved. Just leave the clutch and go. What will happen? You'll fall, fine, you'll will get up. But the point is, every time you first wouldn't let anyone fall. I mean, that's your power, right? You're amazing as a trainer. I mean, that's
Thank
just not me. Every one of us will say, and I think being a woman, that matters so much more because all of us come with so much baggage. First of all, you wouldn't let anyone fall, but you always let them know what will happen. You fall, I will be there to pick you up. And there are so many instances that I can remember. And as I'm speaking, I have a lot of visuals running in my head, how
you.
you have been there for me, for so many of us. And that's your power as an amazing trainer. And on that note, Sameera, I also wanted to, I'm kind of running out of time. I know you have to pick up a motorcycle because you have to train someone tomorrow again. Yeah, so I wanted to ask you, what are your future plans? If anyone wants to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you? What do you have to offer? I mean, it'll be nice to hear you say, and everyone can take notes and reach out to you if they need to. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So to reach out to me, I have my two social media platform. You can reach out to The Endless Trail, which is the platform where we train all kind of motorcycles, start from a 125cc to a 1200cc motorcycle. It's include the basic riding skill, motorcycle riding skill, starts from an 8 hours of session to depending on how much time you looking for to spend and to learn. Then we will be having breakfast rides. These are the rides which give all the new riders to the space to really experience how to be on the highway, how to go on countryside road, how to feel with the bike when you are on your own traveling and riding to different destinations, how you should prepare yourself with the luggage, with the bike. And then we also have DIY sessions where we will tell you that what are the basic things as a motorcycle you should know. I mean, apart
Hmm.
from the skill, you should
Hmm.
also know that what parts are there in your bike. If bike is not starting, that what kind of what all would be the reasons. And then we have rides where will be a commercial rides where it will be a 2 days ride. It will be a ride like Leh Ladakh, and
Hmm.
the longer, more than 7 to 8 days ride where you will be riding along with me, and we will be experiencing something really in the endurance level as well.
Hmm.
And we also train on upgrading motorcycles, to say that you have started with a basic motorcycle and now you wanted to pick up on our bigger bike. So
Hmm.
we'll help you that in training you according to the skills required, and also will help you in buying the riding gears, where you can buy, how much you can invest, and also help you in picking up the bike. So before you picking up the bike, what kind of routines are required from a person's end. So you can find all these solutions on one page called The Endless Trail, and you
Hmm.
can also find me on Sameera Dahiya. This is my personal profile on Instagram, Facebook, and you just drop a message and we'll get back to you. And one of the best thing for our in our platform is that we don't advertise socially much, but we have a lot of word of mouth. And if you want to talk, if you want to know anything, I will never send a message. I will always call you and explain you that what the training going to be. And anytime you want to talk, you want to share what you are going through, any kind of blockage, mental block, you are feeling alone, you are feeling that you want to talk with someone, you can get in touch with us.
Yep.
So the whole sole purpose of the Endless Trail and me as in person, as in very personally, is to make sure that every woman uh, is aware that she can ride a motorcycle or any two-wheeler or any four-wheeler.
Yeah.
So it's just that you never think that I'm going to pick up the motorcycle because it's the coolest thing to do. You have should always have this mind that you are picking up a motorcycle. So if there is any situations happen in the future, you are not just standing and waiting for someone else. So you
Yes.
should be equipped And this change can start from the age of 18, and it can occur at the age of 60 also. So
Yep.
we will train of all ages. There is no age issue. You know how to ride a cycle, or you know how to not to ride anything, you just come to us and we'll train you.
Yeah.
And
And
that gives us lots and lots of happiness.
yes.
What to say, it's always very, very empowering for me as well, because when I help someone to take that one step, just ke liye, I struggled a lot
Hmm.
here and there, because I was not having someone. I was having this issue of, if I tell someone that I don't know this, then oh, my cool image will go off. Or we get this ego issues with our brothers, fathers, friends, because they don't understand the mindset we come from.
Mm-hmm.
So we are here for you, and just always right. Have a very, very good, happy mindset to do whatever you want to in life, and connect with
Awesome.
right people.
Awesome. So, if I heard you right, while while the skill can be of motorcycle riding, but there is a deeper mindset shift, right? And that is about building courage, overcoming self,
Confidence.
yeah, building confidence, overcoming self-limiting beliefs. And if I remember well, those are also packaged well in the motorcycle riding, right? And whatever
Absolutely.
you,
Yes, yes.
yeah, whatever you do, those are also built in. And I know that you're also open to the idea of conducting workshop for a group of women together. uh,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
so
for the future plans, definitely we are looking into opening more and more workshops for women of all different classes. Starts from a homemaker to a director in a CEO, or a CEO in a IT company, or a regular working women. We are open and coming up with a project called the Power on Wheels, which
hmm,
is going to be an accessible project for all the women of all different classes to be equipped by this idea of breaking the stereotype of that a woman sitting on the bike looks weird, or some alien. It's just that it gives a lot of, if for everyone it means a very different. And I think we will be providing a lots and lots of opportunities and options and platforms in the future, in the coming 2020, so 2022. So we will be sharing all the details and everything,
yep.
because there's so many things are coming in package. We are coming up with our group sessions again, which got stopped because of the COVID. So we will be doing a lot of group sessions, and we will also be coming up to different level of institutions as well. So
Nice.
stay tuned.
Yes, so yeah, I just wanted to kind of bring that out so that if anyone is thinking of uh, uh, as a goal, they know what to plan for and when to reach out to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So that kind of brings me to the end of the conversation, and I do want to end with one of Sam Guru lines. But before that,
Oh,
before that, was there anything that I missed? Was there anything that you wanted to go over, or yeah, just wanted to? Are there any last thoughts?
see, today I'm looking like a guru only. I thought I'm gonna give you a surprise. You have never seen Sam like
Yeah,
this with
I've never seen you like this.
I,
Yes.
I put it the bindi and all those things also, but because of my sneezing, everything went off. Uh, yeah, I mean, this is me. This is the real Sam. So every time, in the end of every session is the real face comes out. Uh, okay, so the last thought is that what all I say true from my heart, and I
Yeah.
really, there is nothing is scripted. Though I know that what things I have to talk, but when it comes in the real time, the words are very different. It doesn't sound well. Sometimes it doesn't form a right statement as per the pronunciation, or maybe the statement making and everything. I think I talk a lot from my heart, and I think that vibe is what I like to share, because sometimes the words are not enough because of time limitations or a lot of things. But I think when we see someone talking, their body language, their way of smile, their way of laughing, their expressions change, everything tells that what a person really feels about, right?
Yep.
So I think if I have to say the last thought, I would not say, I would just say that what all I have said on today's session, I said it straight from my heart, and I really believe in everything. And I just want to say that you feel the same. Give yourself some time every day where you can think about your plus and minus, and just lock yourself in your mind, or in the room, or in the bathroom, whichever is your comfort zone. But uh, find a way to keep your zeal going. Never drop that zeal. And if you become a mother, or if you are mother of a of a dog or a cat, or you're mother of real human kids, or if you are the mother of your husband or your father, it's just that be yourself. I think if you express what you are, who you are, then I think everything will sync properly. I'm not very good in giving the last words. So,
So like you said, and I want to also, you had told me that I do not read books, uh, and yet you were saying one pearl of wisdom after the other. This is from the time when we were having tea in that, on my first road ride, and
yeah.
and then you clarified that I don't read books, and yet you were saying those sentences which I captured in my head, and which I repeat whenever someone I feel that someone else needs to hear them. I do repeat those sentences. Uh, yeah, so thank you for who you are. I at least know 200 women who you have directly impacted, and just by me riding motorcycle, I cannot tell you how many women reached out to me and said, because I saw you do this, I am unlocking so many dreams in me. So that's your contribution, right? It's just not limited to me. It's everyone who comes in touch with me, and likewise, all of the women that you have touched in your life. I do want to say that I'll never forget what you had told me, right? Um, Breaking stereotypes is only the beginning. Then what? Then it's about then that's when the journey begins. That's when the journey
Absolutely.
begins of being your own inspiration, of being the person who you're meant to be. So, yeah, that's what I would like to end this session as. I mean, if we are really focused, invested on who we want to be, then shackles do not matter, stereotypes do not matter. It's only us who matters, right? So, yeah,
Absolutely.
and these are
Because
all,
I don't believe in stereotypes. I don't believe that there is anything which can stop anyone to do
yeah,
anything. But there is always things which we have to consider. Never forget about the things, the real facts about the things, not that what society and blah. That is not what we have to look for. We have to look for the real facts, the kind of things that what if I'm doing this, do I really need to prepare myself
yep.
mentally or physically, or I need to gain some of the knowledge before I get into anything. So these kind of awareness and awakening is important.
Hmm.
And so forget about the stereotypes of what people say and how I'm going to do and what I'm going to do, how I'm going to look when I'm going to write, do I need to put lipstick, do I need to make my hair. Just forget about all that. Just focus on that, what you have picked as of your, like, your choice. Then just try to awaken yourself around what all is required to do that.
Yes.
थिंक मेरे वन लाइनर्स कभी खत्म ही नहीं होंगे और और
Indeed.
मुझे yeah, and I think it's just come as when we talk, when we share the same platform. And I would really want to congratulate to you and wish you a lot of the success which you are trying to build through this platform and bringing more and more women, because being a good host is also important. So far I just got a chance to be a host only twice, and I love doing that, because connecting the what you want to bring out on the platform, you are doing such a fantastic job on that. You are make sure that the person is not leaving that link and sync which your platform going to bring, and share it to all of other women who are going to look at it, and all the people with irrespect of that. And maybe this can inspire a man also to really do,
Yeah.
which he cannot say it loud because he's a man, but he wants to do the same, right?
Yes.
So I would say that I want to give lots and lots of hugs and to you, that continue this. It's really beautiful. It's really vibing with all the things, and I dressed up myself for a session like that. And seriously, I love such sessions, because here I am not gonna talk on the script. So if
Yes.
you're gonna give me 15 minutes, I get really confused, because I feel that should I tell the things what I have done, or should I tell that what all I've felt while doing it. So
Hmm.
in this, I think I openly shared what all I'm doing and I've done in my past as a motorcyclist, and also what experience I've done as a human being, as a woman, as the whole journey. So I think it blended pretty well to me, and I really enjoyed this whole thing. And I have to run now, and I
Yeah.
wish you luck and lots of love to you to continue this and build
Thank
more and
you.
more awareness,
Thank
and
you.
create a lot of inspiration around you,
Yes.
and
Thank you
send
so
a lot
much.
of women to us to train.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. See you very soon. Thank you so much for
See you
spending
very
your time
soon.
with
Bye,
me. Okay,
everyone.
bye, bye, bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.